So, what are we doing today? Since I was just looking around at games to play on Xbox, before Kip starts his stream, I remembered that I got this old game. Well, not old game. This game came out I think this year. Odie and the Will of the Wisp, and I want to give y'all guys a little Pioxys history lesson before I actually start this game. So we're talking about way back when I started streaming in 2018. And I wish I kept the VODs to this too, but this was before I knew what VODs even were or even how to save the VODs. I did a lot of Odie and the Blind Forest Let's Plays. That was like that was part one. And if I could give like a little brief history on it, Odie and the Blind Forest, or the Odie series in general, is definitely high up there. No. It's number one. It's my first ever game that I started streaming. Far back, I can remember when Pioxys, he was just starting out. He was more mellow like a marshmallow, and he didn't know how to start off his adventures in streaming. He didn't have a laptop to stream the Pokemon games. That was until 2019. So he just had to manage with the new Twitch app on the Xbox, which was at the time was ass because they didn't have the quality options that we have today. Like, if you thought the streaming options on Twitch on the Xbox was bad, imagine back then when there was no volume controls. All you just got was the game and your voice that you had to like shout over, which you can see in my old VODs. I got them somewhere. Or anything, any clips of Odie and the Blind Forest, I got them somewhere in the back. So I think of Odie and the Blind Forest Part 1. If I want to give an introduction on what Odie and the Blind Forest is, or the Odie series in general, it's kind of like this Metroid style, don't try not to die type of game. You're gonna be dying a lot. I died like tons of times in Part 1. That's why they have like save states where you could just like summon the spirit and you could like save, and it's really challenging, and there's like plenty of puzzles there that works out your abilities and all that. But it's kind of like you run around with this cute little Espeon looking thing, and you gotta you gotta bring light back into the world against this evil dark bird. Even though she wasn't evil, she was just protecting her young, and her young died except for one, which is we will probably see in Part 2. And she sacrificed herself to save her young and Odie. So it was a pretty sweet playthrough. I wish I would have kept my clips about it, but that was a different time. And then after that, my second playthrough was Night in the Woods. Admittedly, I was going to play Night in the Woods because I wanted to do Greg's route, but Night in the Woods is so long that I won't. I have a feeling that I won't be able to like get the chapter done and save in time. Like, Night in the Woods is a big game. Like, you just run around. It's like a visual novel. You just run around, do your thing and all that stuff, and you read the story. But I like to checkpoint in days. So if I'm gonna do Night in the Woods Greg route, I'm gonna have to, try to speed rush it in a certain amount of time. And damn, Night in the Woods, that was like 2 years ago too. That was my second playthrough. And I still remember B's route clearly to this day to make me feel like, yeah, I'm not ready to go back to Night in the Woods yet. 2 years, 2 damn years. But now we're fast forwarding 2 more years to get back in the new title, the new installment, Odie and the Will of the Wisp. Where, unlike last time, Odie and the Blind Forest, I had my single player experience. I played this. I had like 3 playthroughs of Odie and the Blind Forest in this stream. 1, I beat it offline. 2, I decided to stream it and see how well I was doing streaming. There was a lot of rage, pretty much so much rage. I kind of wish I kind of clipped all those rage moments. There in my 3rd playthrough, which you guys probably did see me do during this era of Pioxys, I kind of stopped midway or like somewhere in the beginning or like the first area because I wasn't feeling it. Like, when you beat the game so many times and you have it so fresh in your mind and you just feel satisfied playing it enough that you just don't want to go back to it. That's how I felt, because my original plan was going to Odie 1 and then go to Odie 2. But then I was just like, I'm not feeling Odie 1, so I better wait for a day to play Odie 2. And here we are, Odie 2.